what's up Ninja Nerds? It's Melly and welcome back to another video. So in today's video, I will be answering the question that you guys voted for on one of my polls. How did I become a Ninjago fan? When I became a Ninjago fan, it was when I was 11. I am 19 now, almost 20, and it happened all the way back in 2013. When I became a fan, I had two very close friends at the time. I will not be saying their full names, but I will say J and C. One of C's favorite things in the world was Lego. My dad was a huge Lego fan growing up, and I liked Lego too. I had Lego Indiana Jones sets, some Star Wars one, like classic Star Wars. But the one thing I mainly collected was Lego Friends. I have no Lego Friends now. I will explain why later, but I was very big on Lego when I was younger. But I never really watched a lot of TV when I was younger. I was calling Jay one day and C came on call and said, "Hey, do you watch Ninjago?" And I was like, "What's that?" Because I had no idea. And so she explained how the show was, and I was like, "Ooh, sounds interesting. Okay." And she was like, "Do you like Chima?" And I said, no clue about Chima. Never watched Chima, never will. There's my hot take. But she was like, "Hey, well, the new season is coming out. They canceled it, but they recently brought it back. So there's a new season airing at the moment. You can watch these episodes here." So she gave me links to watch them. And so I started. And I didn't really know who my favorite was going to be going in. So I started to like Zane. I thought his character shock of like, oh, he's a human. No, he's a robot. Oh my gosh, that was crazy. I'd never seen anything like that in a show at the time, so I was just like, hey, this show is cool, let me keep watching it. So then eventually it came time for me to get caught up with the show, and I was like, yo, Jay, this is so good. C liked Jay liked Kai, which sounds very confusing, and I liked Zane. So it started to get time for me to watch Rebooted. So I decided to start watching Rebooted, and I loved it. But there was one big issue with Rebooted. The airing schedule was about as bad as Crystallized was. So near the finale of Rebooted, I was very attached to Zane. I immediately was like, Pixel! I adored Pixel 100%. And around this time, Christmas hit. So remember how I said I never really collected a lot of different Lego sets besides Indiana Jones, Star Wars, and Friends? Well, I got a Ninjago set. And what set is it, you may be wondering? The Ninja Copter set. So this was my very first Ninjago set, and oh my gosh, I went bonkers for this thing. This was the coolest thing. I loved the guns. I'm gonna shoot it. Pew! I loved the guns so much. It was quite possibly my most favorite thing that I owned in my room at that time. It's still one of them for sure. This is like definitely my favorite Lego set next to my temple, but I got this for Christmas. Here's a picture of 11-year-old me holding it on Christmas Day. So then it comes time for the air date of the finale of Rebooted, not Crystallized, Rebooted. And as you guys know, Zane kind of went, he kind of, did. So I didn't, 11-year-old me was gutted like you would not believe. I was so angry that they killed him that you know what I did? I stopped watching the show entirely. I was done. I was like, I'm not watching the show again. They killed off my favorite character. That's it. I'm done. Now, you're probably wondering, Melly, what are you talking about? He's not dead. He's not dead. Are you stupid? Yes, I am. But it's not my fault because the person I was watching it from didn't have the full finale. So, at the end after they show like the titanium statue or whatever, they have a little memorial. There's that scene where Pixel's like on the computers and she gets communicated to Zane. Well, I didn't get that. And because I didn't get that, I didn't know he was still alive. So if that one YouTuber had posted that finale clip, of Zayn and Pixel talking and he goes, "Are we compatible now?" I would still be a Ninjago fan to this day. But I quit watching the show, and around the same time that happened, into that following year of 2014, our parents had a falling out and we had to stop being friends. So I had to pretty much give all their stuff back and was just trying to cut them out of my life. And one of the biggest ties that I had to them was Ninjago. So I said, no more, I'm done, and away it went. So I ended up giving them to a family friend. All of my Legos, every single one of them almost, was gone. I gave them all my Lego Friends sets. I had such huge sets for that. And stupidly, I gave them the Ninja Copter set. So as you guys know, Ninjago continued on all the way throughout the years. And then suddenly in 2017, something came out of the blue. Nobody was expecting it. Nobody really asked for it, but it happened. The Ninjago movie. If you want to see a full video on my opinion about the Ninjago movie, you can check it out in the description. When the Ninjago movie was announced, I had no interest in it because it did not look like my show. It did not look like the same characters. It did not seem like it was worth watching. And I don't exactly regret that decision, but I do wish that I'd given it a chance way earlier than I did. Fast forward to 2020. Oh, on some random day, I don't really remember why this happened, but you want to know what got me back into Ninjago? Showering. Not even kidding. I was taking a shower, washing my hair, and then suddenly a thought comes into my head. And the thought was, what is the name of the green ninja? I don't know. I hadn't thought about Ninjago since the Ninjago movie was announced. No clue why it came into my head. It just did. So I was like, okay, well, there's Kai, there's Cole, Zayn, Nia, and there's Jay. What is the name of the green ninja? So I was going back and forth between different L names because I knew it started with an L. Couldn't figure it out. I literally guessed Lucifer before I guessed Lloyd. And I didn't even guess Lloyd. I had to look it up. So yeah, there you have it. I became an Ninjago fan again because I was showering and I couldn't remember the name of Lloyd. Very interesting. So I was like, I wonder how that show's doing. And I looked it up and I realized this show is still going on. I was like, you know what, let me just go and try and rewatch the show. See if I can remember things, see if I can get back into it, see if it's as good as I remember. It was. So YouTube had uploaded all of the seasons on YouTube. So I was like, all right, I'll start watching it. Rewatched it. And I was like, oh, this show is so good. And it still held up. It still holds up to this day. It's that good of a show. So I was like, all right, cool. Where's Rebooted? Oh, they don't have it. I would not be making my channel if it wasn't for the Ninjago Media Project. So thank you guys, you literally saved me. So I had access to every single episode, every single trailer, every piece of Ninjago Media to ever exist at my fingertips. So I went crazy and I binged it so much. Time skip to 2021 to the creation of the account that I go under now, Monomore Cole. So I don't remember what exactly made me want to rewatch it again, but I was like, hey, you know what, maybe I should continue Ninjago. So I started to. I got on Tumblr and I realized that the fandom was extremely active. So I joined the Ninjago fandom on Tumblr under the alias Monomore Cole, which means My Love Cole in French, because in my rewatch, I started to realize I love Cole. Sorry to Zayn. I still love Zayn. But, Cole. 100% Cole. So I started writing some fanfics about the ninja, and that's how I started to get a small following on Tumblr. And then one day, I had gotten caught up enough to season 8, and I was like, hey, you know, Cole being a dad is really cute. So I was like, I can make a video on that. But before I made that video, I was watching a bunch of Ninjago compilations on YouTube, and I had a lot of funny moments that I could not get out of my head. So I was like, you know what? instead of just like having them bounce around all the time in my head, let me just make a video about it. So I went ahead and I made this video. I didn't get a lot of views at first, so I was like, whatever, and then I forgot about it. Then I decided to post this video. This video changed my life, let me tell you, quite literally. I made it as a joke, posted it to Tumblr, and nothing. Barely got any notes or reblogs or anything. Posted it to YouTube. Barely got any likes or notices or anything. I forgot about it for like a good couple of weeks. And then I came back and suddenly it had over 100,000 views. And I was like, what? I'm sorry? And I was like, you know what? If I'm getting views for this, why don't I try? Why don't I keep it up? So I started looking for other things to make video content on for Ninjago, kept doing it, and over a year later, here we are today. 8,000 subscribers. I've gotten to speak with Andrew Francis, the new voice actor for Cole, many times now, and it's such a pleasure every time I can interact with him. I've met so many fun, awesome people through my YouTube, like most notably Arrow and a couple others, making lots of new friends, and surprisingly helping others feel comfortable in liking the show and knowing that no matter what age you are, no matter if you're a boy or girl or don't identify with either, you can like the show, enjoy yourself, and Lego is for everybody, all ages, does not matter, and you should never feel nervous or ashamed to share your interests, because look at me, look at my room. I have got Monster High dolls back here. I've got Ever After High dolls behind me. I am a big kid, nearly 20, and I'm still a big, huge kid at heart. So that is the story on how I became a Ninjago fan, all the way up to present day, from when I first became a fan back when I was 11 to present day where I am 19 and still loving the show. So I want to say a huge thank you guys for supporting my channel and giving me something to look forward to doing, giving myself a job opportunity, which I really appreciate, and just being awesome fans. And I love you guys a lot, and I'm really appreciative of everything that you guys do, and very excited for you guys to see the Pixel video. Finally, it is being uploaded tomorrow. It should already be out by the time this video is published, so you can go ahead and check the description for that if you haven't seen it yet. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye guys!